everybody, it's Chelsea of the Lit Sisters back again today. 2 videos from me this week. I know, it's strange. But I got some videos to make up and Heather's got work things, so here I am again on Wednesday, my day. Today I will be going over my top 10 most anticipated releases of 2016. It's gonna be good. This is in chronological order as best I can, as some of these don't actually have release dates yet. But let's get started with the first one, which is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer. This is a collection of short stories about the Lunar Chronicles universe. It features a lot of the characters from that universe and some new ones and some new plot lines, and I'm very excited to read it just because I love the Lunar Chronicles and I loved Marissa Meyer's writing, so I'm super excited for this one. I can't wait, and it comes out on February 2nd, which is like days away. I might just sit and read that book in one day, depending on how long it is. We'll see. I don't know. I love that world, so things could happen. The next book on my most anticipated list is Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in her new trilogy set in the Shadowhunter world. I believe it's called The Dark Artifacts or something like that. It's something like that. I don't know. I'm really excited for this book, even though I'm still getting through Mortal Instruments and Infernal Devices. But I am loving the world, so I'm sure once I finish up with the Mortal Instruments, I will be wanting to check this out, and anything that expands into this world, I have a feeling I'm just gonna love. So I'm really looking forward to this book as well. And Lady Midnight is going to be coming out on March 8th, so maybe by then I'll have everything read. It's certainly possible. I read very fast sometimes, especially when I'm really into something, so I could be ready for this book. The next book on my most anticipated list is The Glittering Court by Rochelle Mead. This is the first book of a trilogy that sounds really, really interesting. It's about these girls who go to this place called the Glittering Court, which is basically this place that trains young girls in like manners and etiquette and all this stuff, just basically trains them to have these advantageous marriages in the new world. It sounds really interesting, and what's super interesting about this trilogy is that each book in this trilogy is going to be the same sequence of events told from different perspectives. So it's these 3 friends, and each book is told from their own perspective, but over the same time period. So it's going to be really interesting to read each book and to see how they like intertwine. And I don't know, it just sounds really interesting to me, so I'm really looking forward to the first one in this trilogy. You could be looking forward to that book on April 5th. Next book on my most anticipated list is The Star-Touched Queen by Rozani Chokshi. I'm gonna butcher her name, I'm sorry, I'm horrible at pronunciation. This book is really interesting. It's about this girl who goes into this arranged marriage and becomes the queen of this country, but she does, like, something happens and she has to go on this like quest to save it, I think is the general gist of it. But it's really interesting because it's based on Indian mythology, which I don't really know much about, but I love mythology books and I love reading about mythology, so this just really sparked my interest. It sounds really interesting. This one comes out May 3rd. I have a book for like every month this year, so I'm like super excited about that. I'm like, oh, so many good things coming out. I'm so excited. The next book on my most anticipated list is Nevernight by Jay Kristoff. I don't really know much about this series. I just know the author, Jay Kristoff. He co-wrote the Illuminae book, and I really liked that book, so I'm really excited to check out something else by him because I was really unfamiliar with him before I read Illuminae. From what I know, it's about this girl who is getting into this like assassin training thing to take revenge on the people who killed her father. Again, I really liked his writing in Illuminae, so I'm really excited to see what he does with this world. So I'm excited to check it out. And that has an anticipated release of August 9th. I don't know if that's an official release or if that's just like when they're suspecting it'll be released, but that's the date that I found when I looked it up. The next book is also a really exciting one, and that is Strange the Dreamer by Laini Taylor. I read the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy and I absolutely loved it. I loved Laini Taylor's writing style, so I'm really, really excited to check out this Strange the Dreamer book. I'm really not sure on the plot details. I know it somehow involves the aftermath of a war between gods and humans. I'm assuming the gods lost or something because the children of the gods are in hiding. Something like that. Originally, she announced that she was going to be releasing a book called The Muse of Nightmares last year, which sounded really cool. That's a good title. But I guess as she was writing The Muse of Nightmares, she just sort of developed a sort of prequel book that became Strange the Dreamer. So I'm really excited to check this out. I love her writing style. Super excited for it. And that comes out on September 27th. The next book on my list is another book by Marissa Meyer. This is Heartless. And as far as I can tell, this is like a prequel book to a new series she's coming out based on Alice in Wonderland. And Heartless is going to be like sort of the backstory of the Queen of Hearts, which sounds really interesting. I loved her retellings of fairy tales in the Lunar Chronicle series. I'm sure I'm gonna love these retellings as well. I can't wait to check out her new writing. I love her so much. And this one is supposed to be released November 8th. These next three books have no covers and no actual release dates, just that they're supposed to be released in 2016. Now this book, I'm really uncertain if it will actually be released this year or not, and that is the new Emelon book by Tamara Pierce. It's supposed to follow Triss and her adventures at Lightsbridge University, which I would be very excited to read. I'm very uncertain of it though because I can only find really old information about it, and her website has taken down any information about her upcoming books. So I have no idea if this is actually coming out this year or not. And I'm just having really bad Battle Magic flashbacks about how long we waited for Battle Magic. So hopefully this doesn't turn into that kind of situation because, good lord, that was like a freaking like 6-year wait for that book. So I don't know if I can handle another 6-year wait. But we'll see. The next book that I'm really super excited about is Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, the illustrated edition. As far as I know, they're planning to release a new illustrated edition every year, although I haven't heard anything about the date of the actual release for this or seen any pictures or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure it's coming out this year, but I'm not sure exactly when. And the last book on my top 10 anticipated books of 2016 is the sequel to Illuminae by Jay Kristoff and Amy Kaufman. There's not even been like a title or a book cover or anything, but this book is supposed to come out in the fall of this year, and I'm going to be super excited for it because I loved Illuminae. I'm really excited to see where this story goes because at the end of the first book it kind of left it open-ended as to where it could go. There's like so many different avenues they could take for a sequel, so I'm really excited to check it out. So that is my top 10 most anticipated releases of 2016. Please comment down below and tell me what your most anticipated books of 2016 are, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, happy reading!